Hello everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to Friday Stamping. Let me just see if I can straighten my screen out. Oh, I went the wrong way. I always do that. Let's see. Okay, that's better. So welcome everyone. I hope you guys had a good week. I am going to be creating a card fold with you tonight. Just an announcement that the annual catalogs that start in May have gone out. Some of you guys have started receiving them. I hope you're enjoying the new products. And I am using some designer paper today that I forgot to go in and check to see if it was still available. So I know some of the designer paper that's retiring has sold out. So if you don't have the one I'm using today, you can substitute with anything else. So as you can see, I'm using the Dragonfly Garden stamp set along with the Dragonfly punch. And the designer paper I'm using is the Expressions in Ink right here. I'll show you the layers. Let me bring everything that I am using. So I'm creating a double Z fold today. It opens on both sides. That's what it looks like when it's standing. You can see the Z. So we have the designer paper, 4 pieces. Let me give you the layers. So we're going to use Blackberry Bliss, 2 pieces that measure 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm going to score those with you. I have 4 pieces of the designer paper right here, 2 patterns, and those are 5.25 by 1 7/8. This one I'm going to use for my stamping and my dragonflies right here. I have 2 layers. I am so sad that the Hippo and Friends dies are retiring. These are my favorite dies. They had a lot of pretty shapes. So I'm going to use it one more time before it retires. Basic white, and then basic white 5.25 by 4. And the embellishments I use are from a paper pumpkin kit. I just thought I'd use them up while they were sitting on my counter. And lastly, the Blackberry Bliss ink pad. So let me show you how I did the card fold. I just want to put these all on tops here. I don't lose anything. You know me, I lose everything usually. So you're going to have 4 different score lines. Let me open this up. I'm going to bring my scoring tool in. So I'm going to score at 4.25 and 2 1/8. Do the same thing on piece number 2, 2 1/8, 4.25. And a little tip that I'm going to show you. So these actually, let me fold them first so I can show you the little tip I want to tell you about. So there's number 1. Here's number 2. So they're going to sit opposite from each other like this. Now, what I wanted to do when I glue these together, I want them to close really tight in the center. So what I did, because we're gluing one on top of the other, I'm just going to remove on the longer side, on the 4.25 inch side, I'm just going to remove a sliver. And this is what I mean by a sliver, just a really skinny piece, because that's going to glue right on top up to the score line, and it's going to fold it nice and tight in the middle. You don't want a crack there showing. So that's the first step after you score and fold your score lines. I'm going to glue these together. So the 4.25 inch side over the 4.25 inch side. I want to make sure they're nice and lined up. And then look how nice it meets in the middle by taking that little sliver off. Now the next part, I'm going to go ahead and glue my designer papers. This was one of my favorite paper packs in the current catalog. I'm really going to miss that. So that's going to go on the inside section. Now, because I'm really anal about the way I line things up, I want this to be the same, the gold at the top, and there's a little bit of white on the bottom. Because if you put it this way, it's really not going to match on the top. So let me glue that in place. Now we're going to glue these. Now this pattern's a little different from the one. This one has some gold foil and this one does not. I was getting to really slim pickings at the end with my designer paper. I had this paper pack almost all used up. Like I said, it was my favorite paper pack. Okay, now this is going to go on the front portion. So there's one. And then here's number 2. And then let me bring in my pad of paper because we're going to do a little bit of stamping. And again, Blackberry Bliss ink. You can see I have the little cluster down here on the basic white. So all I'm going to do is just turn my stamp, have some of them go sideways. And I actually did 2 rows of these. Okay, so that's all that goes on the bottom of that one. And then on this one, I'm going to go ahead and do the sentiment first. And you know how I like to show you to use your grid lines to see how close and how straight your stamp is. This one is pretty straight. I'm going to put that down here. And then I'm going to add that little dragonflies going diagonally. So I'm just going to make a row across this way. Okay, that's it for that one. Next, I'm going to do the stamping on the designer paper. So I'm going to do 1 dragonfly right on the designer paper. And I'm going to show you how I have another one underneath, but it's not stamped. It's just to make it look pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and cut one of these, just the designer paper, and then this one is the stamped one. Okay, so there's my 2 dragonflies. This is going to be really quick tonight. I'm going to add a dimensional, and then I'm going to line these up perfectly on top of each other, not like that. I let go too early. Hold on. I let go a little too early. Okay, so there's my dragonfly. I'm going to use another dimensional on the back. And I'm going to glue that to the sentiment layer. So now what we need to do, we want this to open this way. So we're only going to add glue to the left side of the sentiment layer. And I want this right in the middle, vertically, and a little bit higher than the middle. Oh, say that again. Horizontally in the center and a little bit higher than center on the vertical. I said that backwards. Then we need to glue the white piece to the inside. Look how pretty this card is when it's open. You got all of this going on. It's so pretty. And then lastly, we're going to add some bling. I think I just added 3. So 2 down there and then 1 up here. And for anyone that shares my video tonight, I'll draw a name in the morning, tomorrow morning, for one of these cards and something from my stash. I think I did some embellishments last week. So you guys go ahead and share my video. This is it for tonight. Look how quick that was. So let me open this one up so you can see the open version and the closed version that's flat for mailing. So I hope you enjoyed my card. That was really quick tonight. I'm so glad you joined me. And I hope to see you guys again next week. Have a good Easter, everyone. Happy Easter, and see you next week. Bye-bye.